10 interesting facts about the Egyptian pyramids. The pyramids are among the most famous buildings in history. Yet there are a lot of unanswered questions regarding their origins and many other fascinating facts about them. Welcome to Best Wonders, where today we'll be showing you 10 reasons why the Egypt pyramids terrify scientists. But before we continue, be sure to like, subscribe, and click that notification bell so you get more videos like this. Now, let's move on to the video. Number 10. We've already noted how amazing it is that these pyramids were built so long ago on a scale that wouldn't be seen for thousands of years after they had already been built, and how the original structure withstood the test of time. But that's not just some passing comment. It's absolutely ridiculous how these pyramids are still standing today out of all the 7 wonders of the world. The only buildings on the list that are still standing today, despite being older than the other 6 wonders, are the Great Pyramids of Giza. Even other pyramids discovered around the world have fallen victim to the test of time and are typically partially damaged or simply too small to be compared to the Egyptian ones. Scientists are still baffled as to how these pyramids were protected. Number 9. There is a granite coffer inside one of the pyramids, which isn't exactly a remarkable discovery given how magnificent the pyramids themselves are. But there is one really special thing about that granite coffer. It's simply too big to fit inside the room it's in. We have learned a lot about the Great Pyramids from science and historians, but this is definitely not one of them. Unless the room was specifically designed to accommodate this, there is no way it could have entered without causing damage to the coffer or entry. Scientists have attempted to find a solution, but have never been successful. Number 8. If you've seen any pictures of all the pyramids together, you'll be able to see that Khafre, the pyramid in the center that seems bigger and taller than the rest of the towers above them, is not really the biggest. It is actually because it was built on higher ground than the rest of them. This is one fact that wasn't even well known until just a few hundred years ago. The Khafre Pyramid, which still stands as the pyramid in the best condition with some of the white limestone still visible on it, is actually about 446 feet tall in reality and was once about 469 feet tall. The Pyramid of Khufu, which stands next to it, is actually taller from the ground up at 4,544 feet. Number 7. Each brick weighs between 2 and 50 tons. If you were to carry 2 to 50 tons of anything today, the cost of transportation would likely be insane, regardless of the item you were carrying. However, 5,000 years ago, people were carrying 2.5 million of these blocks, each weighing up to 50 tons, over a period of 12 years. And that was for the great Pythagorean civilization. While 12 years is undoubtedly a long time for a construction project today, for the period during which these pyramids were constructed, it is truly amazing and extremely puzzling to scientists how the ancient Egyptians were able to build something of this caliber without any assistance from modern technology at all. Perhaps our civilization hasn't progressed as much as we thought. Number 6. The various origin theories for them. You've probably heard some of these theories before, but since the history of the Egyptian pyramids is shrouded in mystery and doubt, many people have developed their own theories about how they originated and how they came to be. Since the pyramids were built at a time when it would have been impossible to construct something of this scale, some people think that extraterrestrial assistance may have been involved in their building, and that the pyramids may be a base for extraterrestrial landings in the future, or may have been one in the past. Even if it's something as improbable as this, scientists won't ever rule anything out, so we might never fully understand the significance of these magnificent structures. Number 5. The fact that the pyramids no longer resemble their original form saddens scientists, historians, and archaeologists more than it frightens them. And that's because the incredible detail that was on these structures that were finishing touches to this monument for the pharaohs has been lost to time due to natural deterioration, disasters, or looting, while the original structure, which is arguably the most important part, continues to withstand the test of time. The same cannot be said for the extraordinary detail on these structures, which served as the monument for the pharaoh's finishing touches. The white limestone was thought to be the main attraction for the pyramids when they were built, as it would shine like a diamond in the desert whenever the sun would reflect on them. However, there are no plans to restore the white limestone, which means we may never be able to see the pyramids as they were meant to be seen. The pyramids were constructed of the large limestone blocks that we see today, but covering all of that up was a coating of a somewhat rarer white limestone. Number 4. The Great Pyramids of Giza are all about 68 degrees Fahrenheit on the inside, with the temperature never exceeding that point, considering the temperature in the desert can get up to 122 degrees Fahrenheit. Air conditioning is truly a luxury that we all take for granted in the 21st century. But in ancient Egypt, they didn't have such luxuries despite not having access to electricity or machines that could cool air. The fact that ancient Egyptian engineers were astute enough to create something that automatically regulates temperature is an impressive feat in and of itself. Number 3. They are not the only pyramids in the area. The Great Pyramids of Giza are among the most famous examples of human-made architecture. Even megastructures constructed thousands of years after these failed to match their grandeur and spectacularity. Despite their monumentality, however, there are a number of other pyramid complexes both inside and outside the borders of Egypt. In fact, Sudan, which was once the center of the Nubian civilization that was closely associated with Egypt, has more pyramids than any other country in the world, numbering over 220. This raises the question of how many more pyramids may still be hidden in the area that we have not yet discovered. Number 2. It was not built by slaves. One common misconception about the pyramids is that they were likely built by chained slaves who were made to carry heavy blocks of limestone on their backs in some manner. However, this theory, which was typically advanced by ancient Greek historians who attempted to explain the pyramid's construction, has been disproved. Instead, workers' living quarters have revealed that they led quite opulent lives and were typically hand-selected. There were even nearby towns and cities where they could live with their families and grow their own food if they had any. The working conditions then weren't too bad either. Recently, it was discovered that ancient Egyptians had use of post holes, stairs, and ramps that would enable them to move these large blocks, even with many workers. Number 1. It was the highest structure on Earth for thousands of years. And finally, although it fascinates scientists, nothing on the scale of the Great Pyramid would be erected for a long period of time. The Great Pyramid of Giza, also known as the Khufu Pyramid, was constructed around 2500 BC, and the Tower of Lincoln's Cathedral in England wouldn't finally surpass that height in terms of skyscrapers until around 1300 AD, nearly 3,000 years later. It wasn't even until the 20th century that we were able to make one that exceeded its height, with the Singer Building in Manhattan. Do you know any other facts about the Great Pyramids? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell for more of the world's best wonders.